Tell me what you do when you're feeling down and there's no sign of love, no one you love. Tell me what you do when you're feeling down and there's no sign of love, no one you love. Bitter nights and cold shoulders, cause nights alone, I wish I held you close. Forget quarantine, let me call her over. Henny and the honey, like forget corona. My time ticks, I know your watch works. Being by myself this long, just showing you how long it hurt. Forever seems so long, but nothing lasts that long. Too many hearts that stop as I finish this song. And when my mind works, it's such a deadly weapon.
I liked it. I like it. That was No One, produced by Urban Nerd Beats. And I just want to say hello, everybody. It is a Monday. And I don't know if y'all are feeling it like me, but there's a whole bunch of stuff in the air right now. So I am in the bed. I hope y'all don't care, but I am in the bed not feeling well, but I did not want to miss this conversation. So I'm here, and we've got Miss Queen over there looking all beautiful as usual, making up for the two of us, looking beautiful as usual. And we have
That's why you get a new wife. That's why you got to get the second wife.
Yeah, I see.
The new wife shows up. She puts on the makeup. She wants to keep the relationship fresh.
She is a sexy second wife. When one is out of commission, you got the other one that's looking hot. Got the other one looking good over there. Reverend
makes you question the purpose for two.
Huh. Well.
Oh, testy. Let's. Oh.
Wow. When did we become Reverend Dr. Gray?
It's been that way for a while. I told you if we're doing, I need to know what we're doing. It's the community piece, so I'm gonna be of the community.
This is not a community piece.
I didn't notice the Reverend last week, so I just chuckled.
It wasn't there last week. It wasn't there.
So I ain't gonna lie, I kind of chuckled when I just read it myself before Tiffany asked.
I got all the credentials.
That's what I was laughing at. I said, "Oh, not
I got
the
all
Reverend
the
Dr.
credentials.
Gray."
Now I'm looking for the comma PhD.
I just didn't put it all up there, but I could. It's alphabet soup. I could do all of that. I'm every man.
Go ahead. Let's see.
It would be like the whole alphabet gang.
Yes, I think we should, so we could just show people how professional this panel is.
They don't want that.
How professional is some flowers in here for you, because I would just drop flowers in here for you right now. I would give you your flowers.
Give them to me.
You got accolades behind your name, ma'am. You are a veteran. You are a veteran. You got accolades.
That's right. I'm wearing this colorway for you.
Thank you.
Can you stand up, Gray, and do that and do a 360?
I mean, if I do a 360, I got on sweats. I don't want to mess with the sensor. This is supposed to be the wholesome show.
No, this is not the wholesome show.
It is the first Monday of the month.
Is not the first. It is the first
Monday of the month, and you want to talk about voting? That sounds very community focused to me.
You did not see the post. The post was about do couples that vote together stay together.
Correct.
So this is not.
It's not about promoting unity in the community.
Kinda.
Right. So
agree.
It seems like the type of community focused piece that we should be doing on a show called The Private Room. I'm just saying. You ask me. I'm just saying. That just seems like.
I know we're gonna have War of the Roses or what?
No. I feel like that's the type of stuff we should be doing if we're going to do a community piece on a show called The Private Room. I'm just saying. That's how I feel.
What you want to do?
It should be. I mean, I want to talk about the idea that some people gonna be mad tomorrow. It's gonna be
Yeah,
some
You know what? I
relational
wonder
heat
how.
tomorrow. What happened?
I've been feeling some kind of way the last couple of days because I feel like it's about to be a whole riot tomorrow. I feel like everybody gonna go
Oh, it is.
so
It's gonna be
crazy.
a whole riot. Break yourself. You better, if you got body armor, you better, you better smoke them if you got them. You better put on your body armor because there's too many lunatics out here gonna be mad tomorrow. And I'm
I
talking about on either side. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. Either side is gonna have. It's gonna be problems.
I got 2 new boxes of ammunition in the mail yesterday. They about to be crazy. I'm telling you. That's why you need to have your boo on your side. At least if you have your boo on your side, you got a little something, little protection around you. I would hope.
Are we live?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, how come there's no comments or anything? Ain't nobody watching?
No, I'm looking at it. I can see that there's people watching.
Oh, we don't get those kind of perks. We just
Oh.
lowly co-host. We don't get no
Yes, I
analytics
can
or
see that
anything.
people are watching. I can see
Yeah,
people.
we don't get analytics. We just lowly co-host.
Yeah, y'all, you're lonely. I'm sorry. I didn't know that y'all couldn't see that. I need to figure that
No,
out for you.
we can't see none of that because we. Do you know I was locked out of the room for 2 shows ago? I was locked out of the room for 15 minutes while you was doing a transfer
Huh?
of child custody.
Oh my God.
Do you know I was locked out of the room for
Yes,
like
I do. So
because
Derek
nobody
Hawthorne,
else has any ability to moderate the show. When you disappear, when you
when I
laid up doing whatever you be doing in the private room over there,
yeah.
we can't even work the show.
Well, I kind of
Did you
like
know that?
I kind of like having full control. Kind of.
Right. See, that's
I like having full control. Derek Hawthorne said, "I'm watching." Charlene Brown
I see
created
it now.
said, "We're
I
here."
see it now.
Okay.
Shout out to Charlene Brown. That's my brand manager. She keeps the Billionaire Brain Trust trusting.
Okay, there we go. I'll be getting them
Yeah. Yep.
emails. I'll be getting them emails,
Yep.
sharing
Yep.
some knowledge and some
She,
wisdom.
she also is managing the she's my producer on my podcast. In case anyone's wondering, yes, I am a media personality, so I have multiple podcasts that I'm a part of. And so at some
Yeah.
point in the show, I'll do a shameless plug. Don't worry about it. I'll do it.
We all do plugs. Everybody on here is
Yeah.
a business owner. We always do
Yeah,
plugs.
no, I meant for like the other shows. All of them.
We hope that
We ain't got
everyone
time
watching
to
will
talk about
tune in
all
for
the shows.
Aren't you a listener, Queen?
I am.
Yes. See?
And which
Fan
show do
base
you
is
listen to,
expanding
Queen?
every day.
Queen, which show do you listen to?
His podcast on Spotify.
What's the name of it?
It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. It's on YouTube. It's on iHeartRadio. It's on Amazon.
What
I could keep
is
going,
the
but I don't
name
want to bore the
of
people.
the podcast?
Oh, it's the Lifestyle Expansion Blueprint.
And tell us about it.
What would you like to know? What you want to hear? I mean, you could listen to an episode. In fact, let's pull it up.
No, we're not pulling it up right now.
That's cross
I
promotion.
already got it up.
See, look, she already got it up.
It's not playing that right now.
Already got it up.
Lord.
But to stay on topic,
Charlene, come get Reverend Dr. Gray, please. Can you come get Reverend Dr. Gray, please? Can she come get you?
She would get to you first. She would get the Queen first because she's far north.
Gotcha. What is tonight's subject
matter?
matter?
What's tonight's subject matter? Yes, sir. Let's get into it. So here we are on StreamYard, gonna talk about how food. So you got company, Sunshine. Who are they voting for?
I don't know. I don't know. We haven't discussed it.
You haven't discussed it.
Nope. We have not.
Tonight's topic is about couples and their voting choices.
We have not.
That's why it's funny. That's why
earlier, my daughter came in the room and she said, if I hear tomorrow that beep, beep, beep is the president, then I'm going to go off. And then
what's that going to do for anybody?
And I said, well, what is that going to do? And she said, I just can't believe that anybody would vote for beep, beep, beep. Okay, well, you clearly are.
Why are we beep, beeping? Like, is freedom of speech really already banned? We can't talk about it?
Because she's under 21 and I don't want to tell who she said. That's why.
Is she over 18?
No, she's not. She's under 18.
Okay, we're going to let it go then, because 18 is the voting age.
However, he agreed with her. And when I heard what he said, I was like, wow. So I was about to make a comment, and you're actually voting for the person I was about to make a comment on. So I decided not to say anything else.
All right, so we're doing a whole lot of not talking to be a talk show.
Feedback on how couples should navigate this thing.
And I am avoiding it because
avoidance. That's not healthy.
I'm avoiding it. Yep.
So which one of y'all is voting for Trump?
I'm not voting for.
So I'm gonna say it like this. I was skeptical about tonight's episode because I feel like whoever you vote for is very personal, and I don't really give a fuck who you vote for.
It's not that personal.
Well, have y'all been seeing the commercial that's coming on every 5 minutes saying that once you vote tomorrow, as of tomorrow's voting, that your voting history will be public record as of tomorrow. Yeah. So as soon as you go vote,
it's not your voting history. It's your vote. It's did you vote or not?
It's did you vote?
They're not going to get into who you vote for.
No, it's not going to say who you voted for, but it's going to tell you how frequently you vote.
That's correct.
So it's going to be public knowledge either way if you vote or you don't. But
it still don't know who you voted for. So who you voted for?
Tiffany? I don't agree with neither one of them. I'm not voting.
Say it with your chest. Who you voting for?
I'm not voting.
She said she's not voting.
You do realize that whichever side you don't like, whichever side you like the least, whichever side, not voting is literally a vote for that side.
I mean, that's fine. I think both of them are horrible candidates. So I'm not voting.
But who is the lesser of the two evils?
They both horrible.
What topics?
So
what
are
topics
you going to vote
in
your local? For your local?
Yes. Okay. I feel that's where the difference is locally.
So they have local elections going on now. Are you just not going to go vote in those elections because the presidential election is going on? Like, how's that work?
That's what I just asked her.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, but if she's going to vote in the local election,
it's her right to vote for only in the local. Yes, because I have done that several times. Okay.
You didn't write in Mickey Mouse and nothing like that?
I wrote myself in 1 year.
Oh.
1 year I wrote myself in.
You would be a good president, Queen.
And 1 year I wrote
former veteran, beautiful, smart, sexy. I think you would be a great president.
Why does the president need to be sexy? I don't know if that's
because if you can have 1,000 different charges against you and you can still run for president, then you could be sexy, beautiful, and a woman and all that powerful too.
But what I'm saying is, how is that a prerequisite? Like,
I don't think
sexy, beautiful.
I think she's just acknowledging what I am.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody is denying what you are.
I think you are.
I'm nobody's denying what you are. No. I'm just asking because I'm trying to stay on topic. How is that a prerequisite for presidency? That's all I'm saying. Like, we know that's what it is.
I think it's a good look for a mature, beautiful, sexy woman to be the president of the United States. I think it makes a very bold statement, and she's intelligent and makes good decisions. On top of that, would be a good look. That's all I'm saying. That's all I said.
I don't know about that last part you said.
So you don't feel like the current vice president matches those 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 characteristics is what you're saying.
I don't. She's not sexy at all.
Well, that's because she wears really oversized suits. I don't know what that's about.
She's
Like
not sexy.
all her suits look like they her big mama suits. They don't fit her well at all.
Queen.
But she's very intelligent.
No, none of us are married. Well, I'm going through divorce, so that don't count. Kashonda's not married. Gray, you not married.
No, I'm not.
We okay.
No,
do you have anybody? We have somebody that's listening that's in a couple's relationship because
yes.
Because I want to know. Does it make a we have a question out there, but none of us are we're not married. None of us are married.
But a couple's relationship doesn't necessarily mean marriage.
No, it doesn't.
I think we established last week that I'm in a toxic polyamorous relationship, and apparently neither of my spouses are. See, this is why it's toxic. See, Queen. I've been like, how many times I got to like, really? This is why I had to get a second wife. That's why, because you don't know.
Wife number one, I need you to get it together, okay?
Yeah, get on your job. Damn.
Am I wife number one?
Get on your job.
Look, if I'm wife number one, then we need to talk about these benefits.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
We do. I like wife number two, though. I like wife number two.
You have done nothing to earn the benefits that would come along with your position.
Well, wife number two can have my position in. Being wife number one,
she got it. She got it. Look at her. Look at her beaming.
Isn't she beautiful?
That is
beautiful. Beautiful.
That is reflective of a happy home life.
So, said that couples should be able to talk about their political affiliates, who they are voting for. If they disagree, understand not to allow external mess to disrupt the household moving forward unified. Okay.
Thank you, Charlene.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. I mean, I have a lot to say about this subject, but I figured we would get to that as we go through the show, the timeline of the show.
Great. You've been married once.
One time.
Okay, so
one time.
When you were married before, did y'all agree politically? Like, were y'all in the same?
Yes.
Y'all agree. Okay.
Because for the most part, I was the leader.
Huh?
Yes.
For the most part, I was a leader. And so, like, I'm not an oppressive leader. However, I do try to set the tone for what's going on in the house.
Wait, what?
I was the leader.
You were the leader. What does that have to do with her opinion on who she want to?
She had her opinion, but like we discussed these things. She made her opinion known, and then decisions were made for the household.
And you made the decision that both of y'all would vote for who you made the decision for?
We discussed it intelligently, and then we came to an agreement.
As a household. Sure?
Y'all came to an agreement?
So hold on. Yes. So when y'all went to vote, did y'all go as a household?
We went together.
Yeah. So on the ballot, did it say like household?
No, no. But what it did say was what did happen was, I mean, I gotta trust that what we agreed to is,
So you do understand, like when you go vote, that's why they got that like little partition thing
yeah, I
because it's
understand all that. But so what you saying? She was
it's
lying to
really
me. That's what you're
personal.
saying. Is that what you were saying? That she was
I'm saying
lying?
it wasn't
That
none of your
she wasn't
goddamn
being honest?
business.
So did
Well,
she
I'm
it's
saying
not
never
my
it
business.
disagree
We're
with
supposed to
you?
be together.
Did
no,
she
She
it's
never
not.
disagreed.
disagree with
Yes,
you?
yes, she absolutely disagreed. And then
Oh, well,
But
then
she
she
had an
absolutely lied
opportunity.
to you and voted for who she wanted for.
She had an
Smart.
opportunity to explain her disagreement, to plead her case, and then there have been times where she swayed my thought process based on the information that was presented. But the point is, in healthy relationships of a marital nature, you can't have a whole bunch of chiefs running around and not enough damn Indians. Like, what are you talking about?
I feel like Gray is just on one tonight, just to be on one, just to keep some
Because
shit started. Because
he's
what
not
are you
sounding
talking
he's
about?
not sounding like a doctor right now.
You understand me, Cash Onda.
He sounded like a reverend for damn sure.
You
I don't
understand me.
even.
Listen, the bottom line is, in successful relationships, you must have unity amongst the partners in the relationship.
But
That
what
unity
if
is established behind closed doors and then presented to the public as a unified front.
okay,
What
so
I look like,
Said,
what I
what you
look like.
smoking?
No, keep it out. What do I look like voting for someone who doesn't believe in women's rights about their body, and I'm a married man? That's crazy. Like, so she's not supposed to have no rights about her body, but at the same time, like,
But you think you got rights to her mind?
no. I
right.
don't have rights to her mind. I never said that.
You
What I
just
said
said.
was no. What I said was we discussed and we presented a unified front.
Sit up for this
She
one.
had every right. She had every right to tell me I don't like this person because X, Y, Z, blah, 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 this the third. And I would hear her out, and then I would present my case, and she'd hear me out. And then a decision would be made because you can't be of two minds. You can't be out here of two minds and expect to have a successful relationship. It's not possible. And I'm talking about on the core issues. I'm not talking about you can't like flowers and he don't like flowers. I get that. I'm talking about on things that actually affect the well-being of the home. You have to be on a unified front, or otherwise it falls apart.
But what if she does not agree with who you choose?
Okay. What if she
Is
doesn't
she
agree
supposed
with
to
being
vote
faithful?
the way you say as the
What if
leader?
she doesn't? What if she doesn't agree with being faithful? What if she doesn't agree with being monogamous? What if she doesn't agree with having a job? Like, there are certain things that if you establish a baseline in the household, the agreement should be there. And if it's not, then what are y'all doing? Y'all not working together towards a common goal.
Look, so I hope that these are conversations that y'all are having before y'all got married, that
Yes.
these things are going to be determined the way they're going to be determined.
Of
Because,
course.
but my thing is, what if
Because
she
if you want to be single-minded, then be
does
single.
not agree?
What
What
I'm
if she
saying
actually
is,
does not agree and she votes the way she wants to? Then what?
I would know that ahead of time.
And you would be okay with it if she votes against what you say?
If I'm not, then what's going to happen?
Not a goddamn thing.
Right. So what I'm saying is, there's an element of integrity involved. You're not going to just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it and then lie because I'm not going to agree with you. Whereas, like, what's the point of being together if you want to operate single-minded, then be single.
Okay. Well, as long as you respect her decision of who she wants to vote for her, as long as that's respected, fine. It sounded like
understand what I'm saying, Tiffany. There is individuality within a marital relationship, but there's no one person bigger than the union. And when there is, that's when you end up not being together.
Okay.
When it becomes about, well, I don't want to do that, and I don't care what you think. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Okay, well then go do what you want to do. We don't have to.
Well,
We don't got to do this.
That's not how she came. But
the way you presented it earlier, that's not. It didn't come out what you're saying.
It was presented exactly the way I said it, but you have women ears. And y'all heard it from the perspective of women. Nobody was trying to. Nobody was trying to.
Heard it. Other people commented. I'm not the only one who heard it.
Pick that up and push 9, please.
That's not what you said.
You gotta realize that y'all hear things. Women typically hear things differently than men hear them. It is. I said that we had a conversation.
Right.
We discussed it. It, and then we went and voted as a unified front. That's what I said.
That's what you said. That's
what I said.
That is what you said.
That is what I said. How is that different than if she decides she wants to go off and be willy-nilly and we don't discuss it and she gonna do what she want to do, then you might as well be single because we're not working as a unit.
But
so
what's the point?
Again.
Go ahead.
What's the point?
As long as you respect that she may want to vote differently and you respect that, then
I have to accept it. I don't have to respect it. I have to accept it. There's a difference. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to respect it. I could hate that shit. And I could decide, you know what? You're making dumb decisions that I don't even want to be here. I have the right to do all of that.
All over
your wife.
You leave your wife vote? Because she had another vote?
Yes.
I don't think you're that shallow.
Yes,
so I'm just
gonna
ignore
you. You know why?
I don't think
you know why. I'm telling you. You know why I say that? You know why I say that? Because if she decided to do something else, be with someone else, live somewhere else, how is that any different than not being like? I may not agree with everything a candidate says, but if she presents the case and it makes sense for what we're trying to do, then that's the candidate I'm going with.
Okay.
So okay. So come out.
But then y'all are still agreeing.
No, okay. So what you're saying, Gray, is if once y'all have a conversation about the candidate and which candidate best aligns with y'all, the two of y'all goals in the marriage and what y'all are trying to achieve.
Yes.
I got you.
But what if y'all don't agree?
I understand where he's coming from.
What if we don't agree? What if we don't agree? What if we don't agree? What happens if we don't agree? Because we've already established guidelines within which there should be an agreement if we're in agreement with the overarching goals.
But there could be, each candidate could both have something that could get y'all to the same goal.
And that is why I said that there's an idea, and it's been floating around, of dealing with the lesser evils. Like there has to be at some point a logical perspective that says, oh yeah, this person wants the economy to be this way, that person wants the economy to be that way. They're kind of similar, but on abortion, this candidate is doing this. We can't have that. On women's rights, this candidate is doing that. You have to look at the whole picture and then make an intelligent decision. But the thing is, once you've decided to commit your life to the collective, to the unit, to the unity of the relationship, then you have to do that on one accord. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not.
So you're saying a relationship can survive two people with different political views voting differently?
I'm saying that it's biblical. And I'm gonna get into what we talked about. Because it's not just biblical. It's every hierarchical situation in the world understands that two can't walk together unless they agree. If you look at it, if the
you can agree to walk together. It doesn't mean that you're taking this.
Okay, my turn to talk, because you're gonna have to listen to this one. That's bugging. You can agree. How's that worked out for you thus far? There's a lot of contention. There's a lot of argument. Hold on, let me hear me out. I'm talking about in across the board. If you don't come to some accord in any relationship, work relationship, friendships, like there has to be an accord, especially if you're interconnected in a way where what you do in your life directly impacts what they do in theirs. That's the nature of those relationships. If I go out here and decide to smoke crack, it's my body. I can smoke all the crack I want. But what does that do to my wife and my kids and my family and all that if I'm in that situation? Like, how does that impact them? So, but we don't agree. She's supposed to stay with me while I'm smoking crack? We don't agree.
I mean, so she's trying to get you some help.
She should try to get me. But what if I don't want her help? What if I just want to go smoke crack?
Then she's supposed to leave your ass until you get it together.
That's my point. What if I never get it together? She's supposed to just stay and suffer?
No.
And so you're saying that
I'm saying that there are fundamental things in a relationship.
Situation is the same as the voting situation.
Yes, because there are fundamentals, and you can look at it in levels, but there are fundamental things within the realm of a relationship that have to be acknowledged when you're making those kind of decisions. Because if y'all are just dating, cool, that's your life, that's his life. Or I don't mean no harm to our other listeners. That's their life, that's their life, that's them life. My point is, you have to then look at it from the perspective of, if you're trying to be together, if you actually want to be a plural, and it's not just we cute, we dating, and we kicking it. Y'all getting married. We're talking about marriage at that point, because you specified marital relationships. You're talking about building. What I look like, we sit down with and I'm gonna use my blueprint. We sit down with the blueprint for this house, and we've decided, okay, we're going to build it on this kind of foundation. We're going to use these kind of materials to put the walls up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Oh, you know what? I want windows I want the whole bathroom to be windows, and I want it on the front of the house. What? Yeah, I want the whole bathroom, the shower, all of that to be windows, and I want it on the front of the house. You cool with that?
Tiffany might like that.
Huh?
Tiffany might like
that. I'm just saying, you might. But what if you don't? And my point is, you gonna keep building that. Well, I'm gonna go put all the windows in the bathroom, and you will come home and be like, what the fuck is this? This ain't what we talked about.
I'm sorry.
Part of it is integral.
The windows on the front of the house and voting, those are not the same things.
I feel like you're being way too literal. Like you're missing the overarching point.
I think you're
overarching point.
You're going way overboard. I really do.
I at first I was lost, but I absolutely get where he's coming from now. As in, we are now, but the problem is, Gray, is that a lot of couples get together and they get married these days, and they haven't talked about the building and where they intend.
I agree.
Totally,
that's a problem.
That's
a problem.
So they're not going to have that. Not having that conversation, they're missing the point that you're making right now.
But that's also why the divorce ratio. That's also why the divorce ratio in this country is higher than 50%. You don't even have a 50-50 chance of a relationship working anymore, according to the statistics. And it's because we don't communicate in an effective way.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that as well.
If you have fundamental beliefs and your spouse has fundamental beliefs and you can't align them going into the relationship, then why are y'all getting married? You got to be on one accord.
But so you're saying that a couple has to agree on everything?
No.
The important things, yes.
But what he's saying is the core. If you have business goals and you have goals set for your family, you absolutely should be on one accord in who you're voting for, because those work.
They
I get
affect the goals. So
you.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. Say for instance, you have goals to save money. Y'all want to save money. You want to save, and your husband is out at the casino every week just running it up, and he not a good gambler. How does that positively impact? One, how is that good leadership? Two, how does that positively impact your household? There's certain things in a relationship that you need to be on the same accord about all the time. There are going to be things you disagree about. That's fine. But what happens to what happens to being able to agree to disagree for the greater good of the relationship or the greater good of what you're trying to achieve? And two, what happens? And sometimes the roles are reversed, where the wife may say, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, you're leading in this particular area, so make the decision. And I may not agree with it, but it was your role at this particular point to lead on this decision. So go with that. And guess what? If it didn't work out, who has to come to account about that? Because from a male perspective, especially if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing and he's in alignment, as men are supposed to lead, guide, provide, and take all the fucking blame. And so if I'm leading you, if I'm providing for you, I'm giving you guidance, and something goes wrong, that is my fault. That's why you take the blame. But what you can't do is have split leadership and then be trying to point the finger. Oh, that's your fault. No, it's not. I didn't. You did this. like it's the idea of having one throat to choke, as opposed to everybody running around making unilateral decisions and nobody knows what's going on. It just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have enough evidence all across the world to prove it don't work.
I don't believe that everybody will. I don't believe that every couple makes voting decisions that are the same every whatever, that every couple and every household that is voting, that they both agree and that they go into it saying
they also don't talk about most things exhaustively either. Like there's so much less communication. People aren't sitting around dinner tables anymore having conversations about life. We're busy in our phones. We're busy worrying about what's going on social media. We're busy worried about what the neighbors are doing, as opposed to focusing on what we need to do to elevate and move further in life as a couple, because we chose to be together. So once that choice has been made, all that other shit's supposed to go out the window. Like, you know what? I might not agree, but if this is the decision we're making, then we go. And that goes for both parties, because submission is not unilateral, it's bilateral.
Uh-oh. We lost you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
That might be a good thing right now.
We can't hear you.
We cannot hear anything you're saying. Queen, what is your stand? What is your stand on this whole thing? If we have anybody that's married, if we have anyone that's married,
we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
I can't hear anything y'all saying. Okay, this is not. Hello. Ow.
I was saying this. I actually had a situation where he tried to get.
What's going on? Why do these things not? Why do my things not work when they're supposed to?
Anyways, I actually was talking to a guy one time, and he told me that he didn't want to see me anymore because one, I was too financially stable and he could not compete with,
What?
yeah, he couldn't compete with where I was financially. And two, because I voted for Trump. And I was like, where did you get I voted for Trump from? And he was like, conversations we had, I could just tell that you voted for Trump. And I was like, see, you just made an ass out of yourself double time because I only vote for my locals.
Mm-hmm.
But I get where Gray is coming from in the sense of being on one accord. But like I said before, most people are not having conversations when they get married on what their future goals are, or they don't even have business goals going into a marriage. Most
I
couples
agree.
aren't, they're not focused on that. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get what he's saying, that if you are goal driven, it's important to be on one accord in that sense too.
I do agree that a couple should be on one accord, but I also know that not all the time is every couple always on one accord. So what do you do? What do you do in that instance when you're not in one accord and one is adamant? I'm voting for Kamala. The other one is is adamant. I'm voting for Trump. What do you do about that? Especially when both.
Well, here's the thing, because who the fuck knows who you're voting for?
But if you have a
Again,
Gray who cares
we still can't hear you,
who he
Gray.
voted for,
Did you mute him?
I have
No,
not
he's
muted him.
no.
So I was saying, if you
Sorry.
have a Gray, he's going to want to know who his wife voted for. If you have a Gray,
And in that instance, I don't know. That's truly is none of his business.
but he would argue, but that's your husband.
Yeah, he would.
He would argue that. And I'm trying to say is, if me and my husband have different political
But at
views,
the
which
bottom line, is he going to walk out the marriage?
exactly, it sounds like Gray would. If him and Mrs.
It's
Gray,
indicative of a larger problem.
there you go. So
It's indicative of a larger problem. If you can't reach an accord, first of all, again, it shouldn't even be. The only reason it even portrays as an issue right now in this conversation is because it's not taken into account that we've already established a foundation of that level of communication going into it. So these aren't even the kind of problems that it's not the kind of problem that I even encountered while I was married. That wasn't our issue. Communication wasn't the issue. I mean, even about the thing that was the issue, we communicated about it. We just couldn't see eye to eye. I mean, that was, so it wasn't communication that was the issue.
but can a couple go into a marriage with certain goals and certain things that they want to accomplish, and then 5 years later it's like, you know what, I'm feeling differently, and I think that we need to talk about this, because
yes, but if you're talking the whole
now
time, then
we're voting tomorrow and we got different opinions.
yeah,
But
but
you're
if you're
not going to have
talking the
that
whole time,
conversation one time. You should be having that
yeah,
conversation
it's an ongoing conversation. It doesn't just stop.
constantly.
I'm not saying that it should stop. I'm saying, but you said a couple has these conversations when they go into the marriage, but there's going to be a point where y'all do not agree.
Foundational conversations. Here's the challenge that I think that we come into a contact with. If you lay a foundation and you build a house on top of it, you don't just go change the damn foundation. The foundation is there. You can add a room, you can build upward, but you cannot change the foundation. The foundation is what it's built on.
Hopefully, y'all have something at the beginning before y'all go into the marriage that says, if we don't agree, this is the way we're going to handle it. Hopefully,
that should be established as well. But like I've talked to old couples Like I've had a lot of conversations with old 50, 60-year married couples. And I'm talking about the ones where the woman really run the house. Like, so we're not just talking about some situation where the husband's been oppressive for 50 years. I'm talking about the ones where the woman really is running the house, and she'll be the main one to say, oh no, if we don't agree, I just let him make the decision. And if the decision is messed up, then he got to hear my mouth.
That's right.
I mean, like you go make the see, and then you hear things like the man might be the head of the household, but the woman is the neck. You never heard that before? Tiffany, you never heard that before?
Yeah, I said yes. I'm sorry if you didn't hear me. Yeah.
Oh, you froze a little bit. You were frozen on this side. So if the woman is the neck, then the head can turn all. You ain't doing no turning without your neck. You can't just be out here making unilateral decisions without the neck being involved. So yeah, I may be responsible for leading and making the decision, but that I did not do it without counsel. I did not do it without conversation. Like I know already the decisions that were made ahead of time. We've discussed it. If there was an argument, we already had the argument. That's not an argument that you're supposed to have on the day of the decision. You're supposed to have already had them arguments. If it's an argument, that's all I'm saying. Is if there's unity in the relationship, if there's harmony, then when you come to agreements and you lay the foundation, these are all parts. These are all parts of the courting process of getting to know one another. If you're not doing those things, then there are steps being skipped. Mm-hmm. And fundamentally, I say this all the time when I used to counsel couples, brother, your job is to lead, guide, provide, and take all the blame. Why I gotta take the blame? Well, didn't you make the damn decision to do that shit in the first place? You're leading, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Then it's your fault, bro.
Did you do those things in your marriage?
Yes.
And you took the blame?
Yes.
So why did y'all divorce?
Now's not a good time to answer that question.
Oh, baby, it's the prop. What?
No, we don't. I don't.
Ain't she supposed to be going to take a shower?
It's an election. She don't got school tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
We're not.
You can't talk about your ex in front of your parents.
I don't say anything disparaging about my ex to my daughter. Nothing. I don't care how weird it may be, how crazy it may be, how despicable it may be. I don't say it to her. That's grown folks' business. I'm not talking to her about that.
But she's not. I don't need her.
Well, no, I mean she's walking back and forth, and it's not a big place. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. She right there. She's in her room with her door closed, but it's one of them things where kids always ear hustling anyway. So I don't need her. Nope.
That's respected. That is respected. That's very much respected.
But we're gonna come back to you on that next week.
That's fine.
Because what name them again? What was it? What were they?
Lead, guide, provide, take all the blame. Because if you're leading someone somewhere and y'all end up taking a wrong turn, you took the wrong damn turn. If you're sending someone somewhere, giving guidance, and you don't give good direction and they do it wrong, that's your fault too. If you're supposed to be providing and y'all end up outside on the street because ain't nobody got a roof over their head, you did that too, brother. And I don't care if she's the breadwinner. I don't care if she makes more money. Like if you don't have to be, provision is not all financial. Provision is good advice. It's protection. It's a clean home. Like it's all of those things. It's a safe place. It's all of those things. So if you're not doing all of those things, then that's your fault. And so you got to take the blame. If you want to be a king so bad, and guys want to be, I'm the king of my castle. I'm the king. Okay, well, you the king, brother. Well, what happens when the kingdom fails? The king goes down too first. Who stays on the ship when the ship's going down? The captain. The captain goes down with the damn ship. Like, why are we miss that shit when it's time to be in charge?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
So rather than beating on your chest, talk about, oh, I'm the man, you got to submit to me. Well, lead me then. Submit to me first. Show me what it's like. Show me what it looks like. I don't know.
I would love to see you submit, Gray.
Well, see,
Well, Charlene left a comment. She said, if you have a candidate, she said, if you have a candidate with no real details on moving forward and another candidate that is saying outlandish shit just to be remembered, then what are you voting on to move your household forward?
Well, I treat that conversation just like I treat the Bible. If you don't read it for yourself, if you take in the word of what somebody says on the news with all that rhetoric, you're right. Yeah, I mean, what are you voting for? So you got to do your own research. You got to dig into it, and can't just be about what Fox News says.
You have to, because the marketing for each other's to be the president is all you're doing is just putting down the other person.
You just saying wild shit and hope and seeing who believes you because ain't nobody doing their research. Exactly. And what I'll give you an example of that. I'll give you an example of that. I heard somebody the other day talking about, I'm gonna vote for Trump because he gonna fix this terrible Biden economy and the tax plan is terrible and this, that, and the third. And I was like, wow, you really don't know what the hell you're talking about, because Biden and Harris's tax plan doesn't even take effect until 2025. Currently, we're under Trump's previous tax plan right now, currently. So if everything is high and the money and everything's fucked up and everybody's tripping, then it's not because of them, it's because of him, because it doesn't expire until 2025.
Right.
Like what are you talking about? When Trump became president, he was talking about the economy so great, yes, but the same situation occurs from president to president. When you get a president and they're like, everything is so great, that's because the last president left you something great.
Exactly.
That's how it works. And so when you hear people talking about, oh, you didn't do a good job, that's the reason why Obama's second term was better than his first. Mm-hmm. And if you really do the fact checking, you'll see all the little nuanced things that he got done. But it's like, well, he didn't do anything for black people.
Excuse me.
I mean, there's more than black people in the country. I get it that he's black, so we should be expecting him to do something for us. But it's a limited office too, because Congress is holding your hands the whole time. They hold the purse strings. So it ain't but so much that he can do. That's just like Donald Trump gave us all these stimulus checks. Did he? Or did he just sign the damn checks that Congress wrote? I mean, so there are nuanced things about this whole political system that most Americans don't even understand. They don't care to know. It's who argues better. Who has better talking points.
I agree with that. It's treacherous. It is treacherous.
It's treacherous.
It is.
So,
it's horrible.
I mean, what I can say is if I look at the two candidates based on their marketing, one is far more positive than the other. As far as their rhetoric, they're not talking like they're using things like choose joy versus the whole country's gonna fall apart and we're all gonna die if you choose them. What? Like, why are we so focused on all this negativity? Seriously? Because
that's what they do all the time. Slander one another instead of talking about the real things that need to be spoken about.
In the 400 years. Was it 400 at this point? Let me do my math. Let me give you accurate math because I like accuracy. Let me give you accuracy. 2024 minus 1776. In the 248 years since we signed the Declaration of Independence, all the presidents that we've had, none of them have wrecked the fucking country in their 4-year term. The reason why is because we have checks and balances. That's the way the system was designed. No one man should have all that power. And so they don't. Do they have oversight over the budget and the economy? To a large degree, yes. Are they the commander in chief of the military? Yes. But guess what? Your ass can't even go to war unless Congress sanctions it. You can't declare war. You can have little actions and skirmishes and that kind of shit, but you can't actually go to war unless they write the check. So we like, what do we really like? Who paid attention in government class? Probably not many of us. Probably not many of us. For what? It's the grade that you go get because you're supposed to. Civics. I'm gonna go get to my civics class and move on to Black history.
Yeah, the required class that everybody has to take.
Yeah, and it's required, and so because it's required, nobody pays attention to it unless they're going into politics.
Queen, when you were married, because you've been married before, I've been married before. Did you and your ex agree on who you was voting for? Did y'all agree? No,
I didn't discuss that type of thing with him. I
Oh,
married
y'all-
him for whatever.
you
I
married him
married
for
them
what?
3 dudes for all different reasons.
And
Petty.
none of them you talked to about who they gonna vote for and didn't care.
Now, my last marriage I did, I was a little more mature. But
That was so grown up of you. That was so grown up of you.
nah, we did. I mean, we discussed things like that, but we neither one of us were voters for again. So again, I guess you could say we was on one accord because we were in agreement that
If neither one of you were if both of you said fuck this vote and stuff, then yeah, that's exactly what happened.
we voted locally.
You voted locally.
Yeah,
That was what y'all agreed on. And y'all were okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been married before, and I've never voted for the president, and I've always done locally myself. And so when it came to their views and who they wanted to vote for, I might have had something to say, but I tried to not give my opinion because I feel like I can't give my opinion if I'm not voting.
That's fair. I was just thinking, if you don't have a dog in the fight, then there's no, like, what's the point? It's almost like when you have a bill or something that's due, and somebody comes, like you at dinner, right? And y'all are sitting at the table, and the check comes, and somebody who has no intention of paying the damn bill picks it up. Like, why are you picking up the bill? You're not gonna pay it. I just want to know how much it was. Why? Why does that matter? You have no intention of paying it. That's how I think of that. Like, if you have no intention of voting anyway, then you shouldn't give a damn who I vote for.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm not even gonna look towards the bill way. As soon as she slided on the table, I'm looking the whole opposite direction.
But notice, you clearly have no intention of paying the bill.
Sure don't.
And that's how that should be. Because if you reach
I'm gonna be honest. I'll glance at the bill with no intentions of paying.
No,
it.
I don't give
I'll
a damn.
I'll glance because I want to see how much he about to pay. So I will glance if I can. If I can.
I already know how much she about to pay.
Because I looked at the menu.
Know what I ordered.
Mhm.
That's what I'm right.
I'll be doing the tallies and everything. I want to see how much on there, and I want to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna tip? And if you're not a good tipper, we gonna have problems. I can't stand the hard.
I feel that way across the board. Like I'm the type. If I'm dealing with a problem, and you show up asking me a whole bunch of questions about the problem, but you have no intention of helping me solve it. Mm-hmm. Why are you asking me about them? Why are you asking me about my business? You ain't got no. Oh, how much money do you need? How much is the bill? You about to give it to me? You're not about to. No, I'm not. I'm not about to give it to you. Then why are you in my business? I just feel that way across the board. So do
you think it's okay for couples to go into voting like that? Like, you know what? Yeah, your opinion is your opinion. My opinion is my opinion. You make the best decision for the goals that you think that we have. You make the best decision. You don't think
You got to
you don't think that works
hold
either?
on, hold on. It depends, and this is why. If she's not, if I'm not, I'll put it on me. If I'm not voting at all because I don't want to, and she wants to, and she always has, then that's different than we are both participating in the process and going totally different directions. There's a difference.
Well, that was my question. My question was,
But that's what I'm saying. There's a difference. If we're both participating in the process, then no, we need to be on one accord, or at least have an understanding of why we're doing what we're doing and where there's some. It's like if you're reaching for the bill and you have some intention of putting in on it, yeah, look at the bill. But if you ain't got no intention of participating, huh?
So you're saying that a couple that agrees that who they vote for is who they vote for, and that's okay. You're okay with that being okay for that couple?
No, that's not what I just said. Is that what I just said?
No,
That's
you
not
didn't.
what
I'm
I said.
asking
what you said.
I said if she is there's a difference. If she's not participating, if from my perspective, if you're not participating, if you say to me, I don't vote, I don't even want to do it.
That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
But what I'm saying is, if they're both participating in the process, then they should be on one accord. If they're a unit, even if I don't agree, and we've discussed it, and I understand why that's the decision, but it ain't gonna be no just, oh well, you don't have to agree with me. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Then what are we doing? Like
so
that's
the
like
answer is
that's like
that
you showing up, huh?
So you're saying that is a problem if a couple decides to go into the voting thing and they both say you vote for who you want to vote for. You
For me, absolutely it is. Because if I see, for instance, if one candidate is going to tear down the fabric of the family and the other one wants to uplift it, if one candidate is going to set us back to the Stone Ages and the other one's going to uplift it, and you can't give me a justification as to why you want to go with the one that's tearing shit down, then that's a fundamental disagreement. That's not just, oh well, I like blue and you like red. No, that's a fundamental disagreement.
Okay, let's talk. Well, you know what? No, because that might take us to another. I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody. Okay, so I'm gonna take that back. I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. Nope. You know what? I'm gonna say it anyway. Abortion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a very serious conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very serious conversation. You have a wife. Mm-hmm. You know what? Heck, the husband. The husband says all women should have rights for getting a divorce. And the wife was like, no, I don't believe in divorce.
Getting a divorce or an abortion?
I don't believe in divorce. I'm sorry. I don't believe in abortion. You got a husband that says, you know what? I think that all women should be able to get an abortion. It's their body. I think they should. And the wife says, you know what? No, I don't believe in abortion.
Okay.
That's a pretty serious issue.
Right. So you don't make it about abortion. That issue should never be about abortion to begin with. It should be about a woman's body and her rights to govern it.
And that conversation should be had before they get married.
Absolutely. But it's not, you don't focus on the abortion part. The abortion part is the issue they decided to focus on so that they could have control over your bodies.
So you're saying you should go deeper than what's on the table.
Absolutely. It's bigger. Usually the issues are bigger than what they give us on the surface. Like if they say it's about abortion, it's not about abortion. If they say it's about integrating the schools, it's not about integrating the schools. It's about keeping them niggas away from our kids. It's really bigger than just abortion. Like you telling me that if someone rapes me and impregnates me, I'm supposed to just let that ride. I gotta keep it. If I'm having difficulty in my pregnancy, it's atopical, it's tubular, anything, and now I I can't have it dealt with because that's considered killing this child that's not cognizant.
Right.
It's not
So
about
these
the
are serious
abortion. It's about
issues.
your body. It's
You
about
can't
your
always
body.
you can't always plan for this before you get married. Y'all say you should be having these conversations, but you can't always plan on these types of issues before you get married.
No,
You
I
can't.
think you can.
No,
I think
but you can definitely have these conversations in different
you can
scenarios.
absolutely understand who the person you're dealing with is at a fundamental level.
You
Like
can. But you cannot prepare for every single conversation. You can't. You can have good
you're getting granular
communication.
again. You're getting granular
You can have
again,
good
Tiffany.
communication and not agree about everything.
What I'm saying is you're getting granular again. And the reason why is because you're focusing on very specific instances. I'm saying that if you know the person you're with, you have an idea, you have a general idea of which way they're going to lean in pretty much every situation if you know that person. If you've taken the time to get to know them.
Okay.
Now,
I'm going
if you
to
catch a curveball, I
want to be quiet.
No, real talk. If they throw a curveball at you and you didn't see it coming, that's not about like you've been consistently this person and now all of a sudden you're somebody else. That's a problem in itself. That has nothing to do with the topic. You're not even the same person. You're not even seeing it the same way that you said you did. Like you've been presenting one way.
Relationships, but people do change in relationships, and things can happen in your relationship that makes you change. And it could be a drastic change from, I mean, there could be so many different experiences. There can be so many things that can happen where the person in the relationship changes. That happens.
Yes. Bruce Jenner became a woman in the relationship. Do you think Chris was ready for that? But guess what? They're not together anymore, are they? I'm just saying they're not together anymore. So you're right. It can happen. It can happen. Like you could be with somebody that swears they're faithful.
But I take it to the extreme and I'm being granular. But now you take it to the extreme and it's
I gave you a specific because I'm speaking.
That was a very good example. Actually, I'm gonna have to give him.
I'm speaking in a language that I know you'll understand. Like you want to keep being specific. Let me be specific.
Yeah, because you I guess from your view and what you're saying, a couple has this foundation. It's a solid foundation going into it. Y'all know what y'all's goals are. Y'all are working together. Y'all are unified. Y'all are unified front on every goddamn thing that y'all make decisions about. And somebody's going to make the best decision for the family. And that's the way the decision is going to go. Because y'all
watch this. Based on what you just said, based on what you just said, though, if somebody makes the decision for the family and that's the way it's going to go, then that's the foundational concept. Is that okay? Somebody's going to be the tiebreaker. It's two of us, so somebody has to have the authority to be the tiebreaker. If you were running a business,
y'all are going to make this decision before you get married of who the tiebreaker is going to be.
Yes.
And y'all are going to keep that same feeling for the next 50, 60, 70 years of your life.
When you go get a job,
on who that tiebreaker
is. When you go get a job, do they not give you your job description?
They sure do.
Uh-huh.
Your roles and responsibilities?
They sure do.
Yes.
And the only way that changes is if you change jobs, right?
Not always.
They might add something, they might take responsibility, but the thing about it is, at the core of it, your job is your job.
Yeah. Your job can change it can change tomorrow.
I said you could change jobs. I mean, even if the job changes, that means it's not the same job that it was. It's a new job. So if we can come up with exceptions to everything. I'm saying typically when you go get a job, if you go into McDonald's to flip burgers, until you get a promotion or something else, you're the burger flipper. That's what you do.
That is what you do. However, there might be a day that you need to be out bussing.
So you just want to be argumentative. So this is what we know about Tiffany, and whoever's listening, far or near, she gonna damn argue just because she feel like fucking arguing. It got nothing to do. It ain't even about like even if it's making sense, she just want to argue because she don't want to not have the last word. She don't want to not be wrong.
I don't have a problem with being wrong.
Did you hear the peanut? Mama,
you are the same exact way, sir.
Yep.
You are the same exact way.
I can. But see, here's
the
the
same exact way.
Here's the fundamental difference. Here's the fundamental difference. I've already said, take all the blame. I can do and say whatever the hell I want if I'm prepared to take responsibility for it, for everybody.
That's true.
If I'm ready to take the responsibility and carry the weight of the consequences of my actions for everybody, that means your actions, the kids' actions, that's everybody. Then I have the right to do and say whatever the hell I want.
Take that burden for every single decision.
Because that's what head of household means.
But that doesn't mean that you. Oh my goodness.
That's what head of household means.
Head of the household doesn't mean that you have to take the brunt of every damn bad decision that's made.
Why not? Why? It's in my household.
Somebody got to lead the family.
If bad decisions are being made in my household, whose responsibility
not
is
every family is the man to lead. That's number one. Not every family is man.
And we didn't say that.
And right. I was talking about me and my house.
Okay, so in your house,
about your house.
But why do you have to
believe
take
in
the
order
responsibility for all the bad decisions?
So watch this, because I know how you grew up. So I'm gonna call you out. Now I'm a witness to you.
Oh Lord.
If the hierarchy of the family is God, man, woman, child, only because that's allegedly the story goes, God made man, and then of man he gave him a helpmate. Then then even when Eve did what she did, it was Adam's fault.
Straight jacket.
Again.
And he's a bunch of he's very extra, but he's telling.
I know he is. I know he is, and I'm not arguing that. I think for me, what I think is just important is that people still, even though you are a couple and you are a married unit, y'all are still individuals in that relationship somewhere.
That's the problem. Then y'all shouldn't be doing marriage. Y'all should be doing something else.
Wow.
Huh?
Y'all shouldn't be doing marriage. If you're so focused on being individuals, then y'all should be doing something else.
No,
you shouldn't be doing marriage.
That's what
marriage is not about individuality.
Just because
you don't want to
be married doesn't mean that you're not.
You don't have to get married.
That's why you don't want to be married.
What? You don't have to be married. Do something else. I'm saying if you're going to be married.
Just because you're married doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything you say. I don't have to do everything that you tell me to do. I don't have to have my own feelings and my own opinions.
Tiffany, that is why you shouldn't do marriage. Because if you agreed to be in the confines of marriage, then there's a hierarchy that takes place. And there is a respect and a reverence that goes with it for both parties. And part of mutual submission is that, yes, I do have to do what my wife wants me to do, and vice versa. That's the point. If you don't want to do that, then don't do marriage. Do something else. You have the choice until you get married. But once you chose marriage, that's the choice.
I do agree. If you have a man that is willing to do that, not all men are going to say, I'm the head of the household, but I'm going to respect or listen to my wife.
That ain't the man. That man shouldn't be doing marriage. He should be doing something else.
My thing is, don't put it out there as just because you're the man makes you the head of the household. Just because you're a man doesn't make you the head of the household. You might not be fit to lead the household. So now you're out here making fun of him.
He shouldn't have the job, Tiffany. Why are we missing that point?
Don't marry him.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. You know what? No. I'll leave it alone.
No, because there are conditions to everything, and if the conditions aren't being met, then he shouldn't have the job.
From the get-go.
Whoever he is, from the get-go, he shouldn't even be. He shouldn't even be. If you're not qualified for a job,
Neither one of y'all are perfect. You're not always going to make the best decisions. She's not always going to make the best decisions. So I'm asking, why do you, as the man, always have to take the brunt? Especially if you're admitting that, you know what, I'm going to go with what my wife says. But you're still going to.
But guess what?
Because
I'm going to go with what my wife said. So that was the decision that I made. I made the decision by saying, I'm going to go with what you say, baby. It's your choice. You decide.
So he
and if the shit is
her
fucked up, guess what? If the shit is fucked up, I allowed her to leave. So it's still my fault.
Wow. Okay.
So watch. And I'll go back to this story because it's the best example I have. When Adam showed up in the garden and God was like, yo, didn't I tell you not to eat of that tree? And he was like, she did it. Well, yeah, she did it. But I told you not to eat of the tree. You was here first. You named all this shit. You named all the animals. You named all the plants, all the trees. You was here first. You're the caretaker of the garden. Why is she allowed to even go over by that tree? You know she ain't supposed to be over there. And then rather than take responsibility for it, he was like, she did it. Like a buster. Really? And now y'all got to deal with what y'all got to deal with every month because of that. I'm just saying. It wasn't her fault. It was his fault. Y'all don't like that? You don't like blaming him now, huh? I was, because everybody always blames Eve. It wasn't Eve's fault.
Well, I don't follow the story in Adam and Eve, so
I know you.
It was her damn fault. She went and ate goddamn fruit when she was told not to eat damn fruit. It was her fault.
Wait. Who told her not to eat the fruit? Who told her not to eat the fruit?
She knew not to eat that fruit.
But she had the right to make her own decisions, Tiffany. That's what you just said.
She knew that she was not supposed to eat
with
that
everything.
Fruit. That is her fault. That she ate
you
the
just
fruit.
say that she don't have to agree. She should have her own mind. Isn't that what you just said?
She knew what she was doing.
What are you talking about? You just said
she ate the fruit. She ate the goddamn fruit. The fruit looked good to her, and she ate it. It's her
what she wanted to do.
That is what she wanted to do.
What happened was she was influenced by another male that she had no business listening to.
She sure did.
She had already promised herself to the one that she was with.
That
so
is true.
Yet again,
oh my God,
not in alignment with the accord, and therefore out of pocket.
She did.
If she had just listened, to God and her husband, then maybe, whether she agreed or not, maybe we'd be in different circumstances now. I'm just saying. But it's still his fault because he didn't have a reign over his household. He didn't have any kind of, like, they weren't communicating. He just out willy-nilly.
Reign over his household.
I'm going to tell you, it's not even about keeping a reign over his household. At that point, when God showed up saying, what's going on? He's supposed to say, man, she ate that damn fruit. I told her not to. It's my fault.
Do you think the consequences would have been different if he said
that? So hold on.
Because accountability is a real thing. Accountability is a real thing. I do believe it might have been different. I don't know.
Okay, so but if you would have been like, yo, Jesus, I
told her. Jesus. Jesus wasn't there.
That's why I said, excuse me, not Jesus. God, excuse me.
He wasn't there.
No, got it right. Yo, God, I told her ass not to eat that fruit, but she did it anyway. It's my fault. How was it your fault if she still did what she wanted to do?
Well, actually, it's even bigger than that, because when God told them not to eat of the tree, she was standing right there. So actually, God told her not to do it.
He did.
Yeah. And she said, you gave me this mind to use, and I want to taste the goddamn fruit, and I'm gonna eat it.
So here's the thing about it. It's not even about you gave me this mind to use. She was definitely influenced. So it's not. That's why influencers aren't always a good thing. She was definitely influenced. But my point is, Adam didn't have to say, "Oh, it's that woman you gave me." Stop. He should have just taken responsibility without the finger.
But it was the woman that he was.
Doesn't matter.
God gave.
Doesn't matter. She's literally in this story, in this context, she's literally a part of you. He literally took your rib, literally, to
Literally.
make this woman. She's literally you.
And she ate the damn fruit.
And she ate it.
And
And
it's his
Adam
fault.
should have
And,
said,
and
"My
rather and
bad,
rather and rather than
my
stand up
bad,
like a man
my
and take
bad. I told
responsibility,
her ass not to eat the fruit, but she ate it anyway.
Yep.
You want me to go
no,
upside her
no,
head?"
Now we about to grow
no.
old, have all these goddamn kids, and we gonna die.
See, what's funny is grow old for them was like 973 years old.
Right.
So-
But you gotta
so,
look at her ass because she ate the fruit. You gotta look at her ass get old.
Hey. At least her ass will be covered because we can't be naked no more.
Yes.
So,
and it all comes back together, full circle.
what time is it? Let me close it out for you.
It's time for Gray's.
Let me close it out for you.
Gray's.
I'm in a
analogy.
Reverend Doctor kind of mood right now. let me close it out.
Please give attention to Reverend Gray.
So check it out. The phrase "can two walk together except they be agreed" comes from the Bible, specifically from Amos 3:3. It speaks to the importance of unity and shared purpose. In its original context, it's about Israel's relationship with God, suggesting that for two parties to journey together, there must be a level of harmony or agreement in purpose and direction. From a metaphysical perspective, it is in fact allegory. And it's referencing the conscious and the subconscious mind, and how can one's conscious and subconscious mind coexist unless they be agreed. That is called madness. It's about the oneness of the person. From a relationship perspective, especially in modern times, this concept applies to couples, friends, or even colleagues with differing views. For example, imagine a husband who is a Republican and a wife who's a Democrat during a highly polarized election cycle. The question becomes, how can they walk together without feeling divided? In the biblical sense, agreement doesn't mean total alignment on every issue, but it implies a shared core value or purpose. Couples, despite their differences, can agree on principles like love, respect, and mutual support. The Bible emphasizes patience, humility, and love as keys to unity. In a marriage, if both people center their relationship on these values, they can walk together even if their political views differ. A marriage rooted in spiritual principles can hold up, even under challenging topics like politics, because the foundation of the relationship isn't built solely on shared opinions. It's built on shared values. They're walking together in love, patience, and respect, choosing to make these the bedrock of their relationship. Now, from a practical standpoint, walking together without full agreement requires setting some ground rules. In our example, with one spouse being a Republican and the other a Democrat, political seasons like the 2024 election can become particularly tense. Here are some principles that they can use to walk together without forcing their compromise their beliefs. Number one, agree to disagree with respect. Respecting each other's right to have and express different beliefs is fundamental. This means avoiding criticism, ridicule, or any behavior that would make one partner feel dismissed. By agreeing to respect each other's viewpoints, they acknowledge that their relationship is more valuable than winning an argument. Number two, focus on shared values. Most couples, regardless of political affiliation, share core values like wanting a better future, ensuring family safety, or contributing positively to society. By focusing on these shared values, they can find common ground, even when their opinions on specific policies differ. Number three, set boundaries around political discussions. Healthy boundaries allow couples to enjoy quality time without letting political differences create tension. For instance, they might agree not to discuss politics during dinner or date nights, preserving these moments for connection rather than debate. Number 4, practice empathy and curiosity. Instead of debating, they can try to understand why their partner holds a certain belief. Asking questions out of genuine curiosity helps them gain insight into each other's perspective. This practice builds compassion, reminding them that they're partners, not opponents. Number 5, this is the last one. Stay committed to growth together. Every disagreement is an opportunity for growth. A couple with differing political beliefs can use these moments to build patience, humility, and understanding. They don't have to agree on every issue, but they can agree to stay committed to growing together. So, in conclusion, can two walk together unless they agree? The answer, technically, is yes, if they're willing to agree on values that are larger than politics. A couple can walk together even in disagreement if they remember why they started walking together in the first place: love, respect, and shared purpose. Now, when it comes to lifestyle expansion and personal growth, or even working with coaches like those at Billionaire Brain Trust, this principle of unity despite differences applies as well. True growth requires a willingness to walk together, to respect different viewpoints, and to commit to shared values, whether that's in a relationship or a personal journey towards your best self. In relationships, as in all areas of life, walking together despite differences takes intentionality, respect, and a commitment to shared values. And if you're on a journey of growth where you want to expand your mindset, elevate your lifestyle, and build stronger connections, I've got something for you. Check out the Lifestyle Expansion Blueprint podcast, where we dive into powerful conversations on personal growth, meaningful relationships, and mastering the art of living with intention. Each episode is packed with insights, strategies, and stories that'll help you expand your life in ways that align with your values and your goals. So whether you're navigating differences in a relationship or looking to level up personally, tune in and let's walk this journey together. Thank you. I'm Gray.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Very good conversation. Had a lot of people that were chiming in. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you for Charlene for adding your comments. Miss Phyllis. We also had, there was a gentleman, Derek Hawthorne, and like Roderick Dolius also was commenting tonight, as well as several other people. So thank y'all for tuning in. We will see you next Monday at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. it is. Bye.